So work on expanding the junction at Wisley due to start in earnest in mid-September, expected to take 2.5 years to complete. David Lewis is the Surrey County Councillor for the Cobham Division, also an Elmbridge Borough Councillor for Oxshott and Stoke Dabnam. Morning to you, David.
Good morning, James.
What do you make of what's actually happening at the junction?
Well, I mean, I very much welcome the investment that's been announced. I think that makes sense. It is a dangerous junction, and clearly work needs to be done there to improve it. But residents in both Cobham and Oxshott are very concerned about the impact on their villages, both during the construction, which we heard earlier on is going to take 3 years, and some potential implications of increased traffic once the work is over, once it's finished.
Yeah, one of the things I've noticed when I've been through, well, we've got a problem on the M25. Cobham and Oxshott get really ram-jammed, don't they?
Exactly, that's the problem. When there's work on the M25, traffic comes off at junction 9 and goes through Oxshott along the 244, the Leatherhead Road. That is a major problem for residents of Oxshott. And some traffic diverts down through Stoke Dabnam along the 245 into Cobham. There's also other traffic that, we're focusing on the M25, but this is going to affect the A3, and other traffic comes up through Ripley and downside, up into along the downside road to Cobham, and that also causes great congestion, particularly in the mornings and the rush hours.
David, apart from sort of suck it up and get used to it, there's not an awful lot anyone can do now, is there?
Well, I think there is. As part of the approval for this scheme, there has to be a traffic management plan. That has to be approved by the Secretary of State. That traffic management plan has to be produced in consultation with Surrey Highways. And the purpose of the plan is to set out how any disruption is going to be mitigated. It has to talk about the diversion routes. And I think it's really important that a great deal of effort is put into producing that plan to ensure that Cobham and Oxshott are protected from the worst of the congestion that's inevitably going to be caused over what we heard is a 3-year period. And
one thing you did say, David, that even once this is completed, you think that might also sort of affect the traffic locally? Surely it would make things easier, wouldn't it?
Well, I think we've heard that there's going to be probably a growth in the volume of traffic when it comes off at Paynes Hill. Traffic either goes down the Byfleet Road or it goes into Cobham. Unfortunately, National Highways only have a remit to work on the M25 and the A3. There aren't any really detailed plans for what's going to happen when that increased traffic actually comes off the A3. We're concerned, particularly in Cobham, with traffic coming down through Cobham Bridge, down into the village, down into the town. At the moment, there aren't any plans to improve what is already a bottleneck, again, particularly in the rush hours. So that gives us concern.
Good talking to you, David. I was in Cobham on Saturday for the duck race, which was fun. I need to know, what was your Jubilee highlight, David?
Well, I was there for the duck race as well, James. It was fantastic, wasn't it? I had a big duck, but unfortunately it didn't win. But the highlights, I mean, the Jubilee Day and the leg of mutton in Cobham on Saturday was absolutely brilliant. And I'd like to thank Elizabeth Kennedy and everyone from the Cobham Conservation and Heritage Trust. They put on an absolutely fantastic event. And the other main highlight was yesterday in Oxshott. James Davis and his team up in Oxshott again did a brilliant event. It was held because of the weather at the Victoria pub, the Vic, and again, really, really good turnout. Brilliant event. So both the leg of mutton event on Saturday and the Vic event on Sunday, Cobham and Oxshott, really, really good. And I think residents really enjoyed it and really appreciated all the hard work that went on to lay on these events.
Good talking to you, David. Lovely stuff. Appreciate your time.